wanna know that I was. You can have it back, cause girl, you dope. I ain't talking back to these niggas, these scrubs. I can give you back to the streets, they love you. Don't know how to
YouTube, yo, what's good with y'all, game? As y'all can see, this is a little bit of a different type of story. I mean, not a different type of story, but a different type of video. That it is a story though. So, today I'm gonna be telling y'all about the first time I the first time I really got high off edibles for real. Now, I probably should have told the story on 420 because it probably would have, would match the atmosphere a little bit better. But it is what it is. But yeah, there's really no way to really intro this, but I'm just go ahead, I'll tell y'all the story and whatnot, right? Anyway, so boom, PBA, right? So this day, my job was having a little Christmas party. Me and the gang, we all knew about it for about probably a couple of weeks before it happened, right? So boom, we sitting here trying to figure out who going to the party one night, and we finally ended up getting finally ended up getting that little count on everybody who was going. So with everybody who was going out the gang, it was me and 5 other people. Or no, not 5. It was me and 4 or 3. Me and 3 other people out the gang that was gonna go, right? So it's me, our driver, or well, I'm not even gonna go ahead and get y'all names, but it is what it is. So boom, we sitting here, we chilling and whatnot, right? And we was like, oh, we should definitely do something after the party or whatnot, right? So boom, we ended up trying to figure out what the fuck we were gonna do. We ended up deciding to go to the zoo lights, right? So the problem with us going to the zoo lights was there was absolutely too much time in between the Christmas party and the zoo lights starting, because the Christmas party was in the morning. The Christmas party started at 9 or 10 or so, right? But the zoo lights, they didn't start until 7 at night. The Christmas party ended around 1-ish, so we was like, we definitely got to figure out something to do in between, right? So boom, what's called, as we get around, to planning, the Christmas, not planning the Christmas party, but planning what to do and everything like that, right? They were like, hey, everybody should bring something, for the Christmas party, just bring something a little snack or whatever, whatever you want to make, just have more food, right? And, as a joke, I started telling the gang, I was like, yo, gang, I should I should make some parfaits and I should make half of them edibles, right? And then boom, they was all with the idea. Although I was really joking, I really wasn't going to, but they was also with the idea. I was like, what, maybe I probably should, right? So boom, what's it called? I I was going through the process of trying to get the edibles or whatever, right? And I was trying to get somebody to make them, but the girl who I was going to get to make them, she ended up being out of state for the little week of the Christmas party, so I wouldn't have even been able to get able to get the edibles made and get them to me. So boom, we sitting here, we trying to figure out how what to do or whatever, right? So day of the Christmas party come, I told everybody, I was like, gang, I wasn't even able to get the edibles or whatnot, right? So it is what it is, right? So boom, we sitting there, we chilling, right? Came on a Christmas party early as hell. It's 9. It takes me about an hour and a half to get to the job, right? So boom, we sitting. So boom, I wake up. It's stupid early. It's 7-ish, right? I'm like, damn, bro, I don't even really feel like going for real. But I go ahead, throw in a little fit or whatever. Head over to the thing. Boom, get to the Christmas party. By the time I actually ended up being late to the Christmas party. I ended up being I want to say maybe an hour late, which is so crazy, but it is what it is. So boom, I finally made it to the Christmas party, right? We sitting there, we chilling. By the right when I walk in, they in there trying to get the games together, right? So boom, when I walked in, I had actually walked past all the food, so I didn't see any of the food. So boom, I'm sitting there, I'm asking around, I'm like, gang, where the fuck all the food? Yeah, you, right? Boom, they telling me, they was like, oh, I think all the food gone or whatever, right? And I was like, nigga, how's all the food going? I was only an hour late, right? I know everybody ain't eat this motherfucker, but the party was packed out, so it was pretty believable, right? But some of my homies, they ended up, let me slide some, so it was it was what it was. So boom, I go ahead, I ended up, I'm eating this little cake or whatever, right? Sitting there, I'm chilling, doing my thing, and then boom, right? We start playing the games. Overall, the Christmas party was pretty fun and whatnot. We was just chilling, right? Like doing dumb shit. Boom. So Christmas party, it goes, it happens and whatnot, right? So now comes the end of the Christmas party. You know, we all get in the car, right? I don't even know if we were about to go anywhere, right? But we were trying to figure out like what to do, right? So boom. Now because what's it called? Well, yeah. So because we had a bunch of time, right? We were all trying to figure out what to do, and we was like, oh, we should probably like go get something to eat. And everybody was like down for what's it called, because like who's gonna say no to food, right? So boom, we sitting there, we trying to figure out like where to go eat, like what would work and whatnot, right? So boom, I'm just like, oh, you know, we should probably go to we should probably go to Chinatown, get some food there, or like go to or what's it called? Like, we was like throwing options out there. Somebody said Cane's, somebody said Chinatown. I think I said Chinatown. Well, actually, I'm not. Yeah, I think I said Chinatown, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, so we sitting there, we trying to figure out what to eat and whatnot. So boom, now comes the time. So boom, so we finally ended up figuring out like what we were going to eat. We're going to go get some Triple Crown from Chinatown. Now, if y'all live in Chicago and y'all ain't never been to Triple Crown in Chinatown, gang, it is so fire. Like it's actually like top tier, one of the best restaurants out there. It's a little dim sum restaurant, so it's like it's meant for you to go eat with your family or whatnot. Like they give you like big ass shareable portions, right? Because like they don't sell like separate meals or whatever. Like they sell proportions. So if you're going in there, bring the game with you. But yeah, so boom, we was like, yo, we should probably like go to Chinatown or whatever, right? Now we still had hella time, so we was like, okay, should we do something before we go to Chinatown? Right? So, we was just like, we could just chill out, like, chill out, drive around a little bit. So boom, that's what we ended up doing, right? My friend, one of our friends that was with us, she has a dog, right? And then, she lives like down the street from the job. So she was like, oh, you guys want to see my dog? Right? And I was like, we were like, sure. So boom, we ended up driving up to her dorm. Her dorm only allowed two people in, so nobody actually even went up to go with her to get the dog. So she just went up and came back with her dog. Now her dog is like tiny as fuck, right? So we sitting there, we sitting there, we fucking around with her or whatever, right? We was like, oh, we should take her to like the little dog park that's like, you know, not too far. It was like a couple blocks down. So boom, we ended up taking her to the little dog park. Like I said, we was messing with her, and I was like, oh, can I pick her up? And then she was like, you could try. So boom, I'm trying to pick her dog up, right? Her dog is running for me, right? But like by the time like when I like actually go to reach to grab her, shorty, the dog tries to bite me, nigga. So boom, she brings up the right idea. She was like, "Oh, what if I pass her to you?" I was like, "I mean, I'm down to try it." So boom, she picks her dog up. She tries to pass the dog to me. When I grab this dog, folks, the pure disgust on this dog's face was so crazy, right? And my homie, gang, he's sitting down on the bench. He's like, "Hey, bro, you better watch out, right?" And I'm like, "What?" He was like, "Hey, fool, she's not rocking with you." So I'm like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Gee, as soon as I say that, the nigga try to bite one of my dreads off. I'm like, gang, nah, you could go ahead and have this dog, bro. You can go ahead and take this motherfucker back, right? So boom, right? While we was doing that, while we was fucking around with her dog, right? We was our driver, he had went to go pick up another one of our friends. She said she had wanted to come. Like, it was just like, bringing up the ideas. So I was like, for sure, like, the more the merrier type shit. Right? So boom, you know, now he spins the block, he got old girl, now it's us, um, now it's all of us or whatever, right? And we just like, oh, what should we do now? So we went to go put our dog back, right? And I actually ended up going upstairs like with her because I needed to use the bathroom like real fucking bad. So I was like, gang, like let me go ahead and use the bathroom, right? So boom, went up with her, we got everything together and whatnot, right? Then we ended up going back downstairs. By the time we finished all that up, it's like I want to say like 3, 4, right? 3 maybe 4 o'clock, right? So like I said, so boom, so yeah, so like I said, after we finish all that, it's about like 3 or 4 ish. So we decide to end up going. We decide, like we might as well just go ahead and go to Chinatown, right? Now one key factor I forgot to mention, right? In the time of our friend going to get her dog from her dorm, right? One of my other homies, he was sitting in the car. It was me, the driver, and our other boy. He was like, "Hey, gang," he was like, "Oh, I got the edibles." I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got him." And like, keep in mind, this nigga, he doesn't do anything. So like, when he said that, I was surprised as fuck. So boom, he was like, "Yeah, no, I got him." Like, they in the bag or whatever, right? So I'm like, "Oh, let me see." So boom, he pulls out this little bag, and like, so it's some gummies in there, and then it's like two chocolate bars, and then it's what's it called? It's like a little bag of these little cocoa pebble things. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm with it, right?" And he was like, "You want to take them out?" And I was like, "Nah, I haven't even eaten anything. I need some food in my system first, right?" So boom, we was like, we was like, we was like, "Yeah, no, I'm gonna just wait until after we finish eating or whatever, right?" So boom, now fast forward back to like now we on our way to Chinatown, right? So we get to Chinatown. It's like 4:15 ish because like our job's damn near down the street, right? Like a 2 minute drive for real. So it was like 4:15 ish by the time we make it there, right? So we was like, we might as well just walk around a little bit before we go to eat. So we walking around, yada yada, we chilling. Excuse me. No. We went to go get first. We went to go get food first. So boom, we ended up going to Triple Crown because we're waiting on this other girl to meet us. So we going to Triple Crown, right? We sitting in there, we eating, right? We still waiting for this girl to pull up. We trying to see where she's at, right? Keep in mind, she has her own car, so we're just waiting for her to pull up, right? So boom, she finally gets there. She walks in. By the time she walks in, we're already done eating. So I'm sitting there. I just finished. We finished all our food, right? She comes in. We was like, "Oh, you hungry?" And then she was like, "Yeah." So boom, she ends up ordering her own little bit. So she orders her food comes, she eats or whatever, right? Boom. Now we wrapping up at Triple Crown. So we go ahead, we leave Triple Crown. We was like, "Oh, y'all want to go get boba or something?" And everybody there was like, "Oh yeah, no, we're down." So boom, we ended up going to this other store called Tiemu. I think it's called Tiemu. And like they sell boba and like donuts and shit. So they was like, "Oh yeah, no, let's just go ahead, slide in here real quick." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, bet, say that." So boom, we get in there, we eating this boba, we drinking the boba or whatever, yada yada. Right, we sitting in there for probably like a good like 15, maybe 20 minutes, right? And we was like, it's getting like it's getting closer to time. By the time by the time we make this decision, it's like 6:40 something, right? So like I said, Zoo Light started 7. We was like, okay, we might as well go ahead and start heading to Zoo Lights. So boom, we hop in the cars or whatever, right? We over there, we heading to the Zoo Lights. When me and the boy hop in the car, we was like, "Hey, you want to go ahead and take the what's it called?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down." So boom, so the little cocoa pebble things. So we ended up taking like we split one of the little cocoa pebble things because those were the strongest. They were 700 milligrams each, right? Well, not even really each. I don't even know what it was, but yeah. So it was that, and then we both took a gummy. We don't know how much the gummies were, like how much they had in them, because like he got them from his homie, and his homie just didn't say anything about it. So yeah, so we was like, what's it called? Like we with the idea. So boom, we go ahead, we take these or whatever, right? Now we got probably like I want to say maybe an hour long drive of us heading to the what's called. So boom, we sitting there, we chilling, we riding or whatever, right? Boom, by like halfway through the ride, I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Gang, nah, this is gonna be fun as fuck," right? Because like I'm not feeling it, but like I'm like, I could just tell like it's gonna be a fun experience. So boom, we driving, right? We finally make it to the what's called. Now we make it there, right? They always trying to look for the bathroom or whatever, like just so everybody can get situated. You know how the girls be, right? So boom, we get there, and what's called we all chilling by the bathroom, waiting for everybody to come out, right? It's me, the boy, and our driver. Right, we sitting there, we talking. I'm looking at my homie who I took the edibles with. It's already smacking him, like it smacked him dumb fast. So I'm like, "Oh nah, he's cooked," cause he just had this face, and it was like you could just tell like when somebody's fried or something, right? So boom, I'm looking at him. I'm like, "Hey, you straight?" And we just looked at each other. We started laughing. Our driver, he came over. He was like, "Y'all good?" And then me and him, we just looked at him, and then we all just started crying, laughing, right? So boom, I was like, oh yeah, no, this finna be something different. So boom, what's called everybody finally come out the bathroom or whatever, right? And we sitting there, we chilling or whatnot. We walking around. We start walking through, right? Now, now what's called like when you walk in, there's this fat ass light tunnel, right? That you gotta walk through, and like it leads to the rest of the rest of the zoo. So boom, we sitting there, we walking, right? Boom, we get to the little seal exhibit, right? Now we get to the little seal exhibit. One of the girl who had drove like separately from us, she was like, "Bro, I gotta use the bathroom like so bad, right?" And I was like, like me being the nigga that I am, I was like, I'll take you, right? Everybody can stay back. So boom, I go with her. We walking, we talking, and everything like that. Boom, boom. We get to the bathroom. I'm sitting there. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Right, she finally come out. Right, boom. Now we started trying to walk back with the start trying to walk back to the group. Right now, I didn't think we was going for that long, but we was going for like a little minute. It was probably like a good like 15, 20 for real. Right, so boom. We walking right now. Like I said, right when you walk into the zoo thing, like you have to walk through this little light tunnel, right? So we sitting there, we walking through the light tunnel. Like when we get like halfway through the tunnel, the what's it called hit, like the edibles hit. So I'm like, nah, this shit is crazy. So boom, now when it hits, right, like I feel like I could feel my feet like walking, like hitting the ground and like moving, right? And then I feel my knees. I don't feel anything in between that. So like I don't feel like my foreleg, my shin or anything like that, right? I like it kind of just feels like I'm floating, like I'm moving with it, right? I'm like, oh nah, yo, this is hidden, right? So boom, we get back to the what's it called? We get back to the little seal exhibit. I'm trying to see where the gang at. So boom, we get there, right? Boom, gang's not there. We walk outside the seal exhibit, right? And then I don't even know where we ended up now that I'm thinking about it, right? But I just know we ended up somewhere, and we call one of the homies. I ended up calling my homie that took that over with me. Terrible idea, by the way. But I was just like, I was like, gang, where y'all niggas at, right? So I think I called him and he like knew that I called him, but he didn't register the fact that I called him. So like, I'm sitting there, I'm sitting on the phone with him. He's like not talking, like he's not saying a word, but I hear everybody else talking. So I'm like, gang, what's going on? So boom, we get to what's it called? We get to you know, yeah. So I ended up hanging up on him, right? And we called, one of our sober homies, right? Um, so he was like, "Hey, gang, where y'all at?" Then she was like, "Oh, we over here by this spot. Where y'all at?" We was like, "Man, we over here by that spot. Send somebody to come get us." She was like, "Okay, I'll come get y'all real fast, right?" So boom, she heads over. She comes to get us and everything like that, right? We finally like, whole time while we sitting here waiting for an old girl to come get us, I'm talking to the girl who the girl who drove separately from us, and I'm just like, dang, like this motherfucker's hitting. We sitting there, we trying to we having a whole conversation, and like I'm listening, but I'm not there, gang. Like I'm just not there. I'm on a whole different planet for real. So boom, what's called old girl, she she meets us or whatever, right? I'm just like we start walking back. Now by this time, like the edible's like really hidden, so like we get to like teleporting or whatever. I damn near don't remember the whole conversation that's going on, right? Only thing I remember is we make it back to the group. I see my boy, he's sitting there chilling on the wall. I walk over to him. I don't even think I said anything. I just looked at him. We both started crying, laughing. And I'm just sitting there on the wall with him, right? We both just sitting there tweaking out. So boom, we get to walking around the little exhibit, right? The next thing I remember after that, right, is all of us, is me, my driver, and then the boy who I took that away, right? We sitting in this little big ass area, and like the area is like illuminated blue, and then we like I'm just looking at them, and then my boy who I took the edible away, he just sitting over there in the corner doing the Dougie and shit. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? So then we just all started crying, laughing. I'm just like, nigga, what is going on? Right? So boom, like I said, we get to skip and skip and skip it through like the whole museum, right? And I'm just like, damn, but like what the fuck's going on? Right? So boom, we was like, okay, it's about time to wrap it up, right? And I was like, gang, I'm still too cooked. We need to figure out something to do like before we get back to the crib. By this time it's like I think it's like 10ish, right? So I'm like, gang, like we need like I can't walk in the crib like this. I need to chill out a little bit, right? So boom, we was like, oh, let's go to the movies, right? Now, our driver, right? Well, if no, I would like to preference this. If you guys are ever gonna go out with people and you're gonna like participate in activities, right? Make sure you have a DD and make sure you also have a backup DD just in case, right? This is so we what's it called, like we had a DD, like our driver, he was our DD, right? But what's it called, he wanted to try a little bit of the what's it called, right, of the edible. So we was like, okay, you could try a little bit. So what we did was we gave him like a fourth of the little bar, like of the little chocolate bar, right? Because one of the girls that was with us, she was taking bars, like she was taking the bars. So she had took half of the bar, and then she had gave him half of the other half, right? So boom, she gave him a fourth. And the little bars, they were like 300, so he really only took like around like 75 milligrams ish, right? But like I didn't know how it was in them, and I didn't know like what it's called. And he doesn't do nothing, so this was his first time. I was just like, hey gang, I'm not I don't want nothing to happen to us, right? So let's let our other friend drive, right? And then he was like, okay. So boom, we get out the gate or whatever, right? And we walking, we walking, we walking. I'm sitting there, I'm like, gang, you got the keys? She was like, no, right? Now, me and the dude who originally took the edibles, we look at her, we was like, you don't got the keys? And then she was like, no, he never gave them to me. And I was like, nigga. Now, what's it called? If y'all have a DD, make sure they have the keys, right? If you have a backup DD, and because your DD is gonna do something, make sure your backup DD has the keys, right? Because drunk and or high people, right? I'm not too sure about high people. I know for a fact that drunk people, they have the keys. They think they can still drive. I'm just like, no, we're not gonna do this, right? So boom, we get to the car. Our original DD, he hops in that motherfucker, starts it up and everything, right? Me and everybody else, we just standing outside the car. I'm like, gang, I'm not getting in the car. I'm not getting in the car if you're driving, right? I'm like, we have somebody that's completely sober. I would rather they drive us to to the movies or whatever, right? Just like just in case, right? So boom, right? He was like, we sitting in there, we arguing like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? The homie I took the edibles with originally, he wasn't even with it. The nigga pulled out his phone. Nigga was about to call an Uber. No bullshit. I was like, no, that's so real. Cause like like we stood there arguing for about like a good like 10-15 minutes, and it's cold as shit outside. Like it's fucking like it's freezing, right? And I'm anemic, so it's even colder for me. So we sitting there, we were arguing. I'm like, gang, right? Just let Shorty drive to the what's it called? Let Shorty drive to the movies, right? You drive everybody back home. So he finally came around and he let her drive. So boom, we sitting there driving to the movies, right? Only thing I remember from that, I get in the car, we're at the movies, right? So boom, we was like, let's go to the movies, but we didn't even like, we didn't have a plan of what to watch. So we ended up just decided to watch Trolls. So boom, we get in there, right? Walk into the movie theater, we get upstairs, we get to the counter, right? Gang, oh my god. There were like the two girls that was cashiering there. No, shorties was fine, right? I mean, like probably some of the finest females I've ever looked at in my life, right? But I'm too fried. Like I'm looking and I'm peeping, right? Like I know they're fine. Like I could just feel it in my So boom, I'm like, gang, I want to shoot so bad, but I'm cooked. Like I'm literally out of it, right? So boom, I'm just like, gang, you know what? Fuck it. It is what it is, right? So boom, we ended up getting food and everything, right? Me and my homie, we got two big ass buckets of popcorn. Everybody else get whatever they get. We ended up going to the movies, right? We finally make it, we make it into the movie, right? The movie starts. I don't remember at all what the movie looks like. I'm just sitting there, I'm eating this popcorn because like I'm hungry, niggas get high, get the munchies and shit. So boom, I'm sitting there, I'm eating. All right. Now the thing about being like high off of edible, like I feel like you feel way more. So I'm sitting there, I'm eating, and I feel like all the like popcorn grains in my throat. So I'm like, gang, I need something to drink. I don't know why I didn't get nothing to drink originally, but yeah, I was like, gang, I need something to drink. So boom, I'm telling them, I'm like, gang, I need something to drink. Now, I'm telling them this in hopes that, they send somebody with me because I don't need to be out there by myself like this. Like, I'm absolutely cooked. So, boom, I go and I'm just like, I go and I order at the little kiosk and I walk over there and they give you like 2 tickets. You're supposed to give the ticket to the cashier. So, boom, I'm sitting there and I know I'm bugging. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the tickets and I'm trying to figure out which one to give her. And I hand it to her. She gives me the cup and I walk off. And I'm like, gang, no, like I was literally like I was so cooked. I was so dead. So boom, what's called I finally get the drink or whatever, right? Boom, I'm drinking it on my way back. I'm getting in the little theater. I'm like, all right, gang, I'm going to sleep. So boom, I turn around, I go to sleep, right? They, what's it called? I'm listening, like when I tell you I was knocked out, nigga, I took the shoes off, everything, had both seats reclined. I was laying down, like nigga, I was out of there, right? So boom, I was like, you know what, fuck it, yeah, what it is. So boom, like I wake up at the end of the movie, nigga, they taking pictures of me and shit. Like I was asleep, like I was knocked the fuck out. But yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, no, that was fire, right? So boom, right? Now, when I went to sleep, I had like half a bucket of popcorn left, right? The homie I took the edibles with originally, he also went to sleep. He had like probably 3/4 of the bucket left, right? So boom, so we both wake up. We wake up. He's eating his bucket, right? I threw my bucket away because like, who the fuck is finna finish that big ass bucket of popcorn, right? But whole time, like we walking out, he eating his bucket of popcorn. This nigga finishes the whole bucket. Like keep in mind, this is a large bucket of popcorn, right? So he finished the whole bucket clean and he throws the thing away. I'm like, there's no way you just ate that shit. He was like, what? And it was like, no, like niggas are fried. So boom. Let's go. Now we now we finna go back here at home, right? We hop in the car. I was one of the last people to get dropped off. So boom, only thing I remember, I'm up, I'm there while we drop our backup DD off, right? Then we drop off the dude who I took the edibles with originally, and then I fall asleep on the way to my house. Wake up, we're at my house. Boom. All I remember, I teleported in the house. I'm in the room. I'm asleep already, right? I'm knocked the fuck out. Boom. What's going on? I don't know what happens to them, right? But I was just like, gang, I need to go back to sleep, right? Now, it was all cool. I woke up, niggas had to go to work the next day. So, boom, we go to work the next day, gang. I'm still tweaking, right? But I'm like bugging off, like, how I was, like, originally. But, like, I'm still, like, I'm still feeling a little bit. So, what's going on? I was just like, damn, gang, like, it's really over with for me. But, yeah. But all in all, like the night was fun and everything like that. Like I enjoyed it, right? And we was like, gang, we should definitely do like, we should definitely have a part 2. But like, let's be in like, like somewhere. Like let's be put up instead of being outside. And I was like, no, I'm so down for that. There was absolutely too much movement, right? But yeah, so boom, we ended up having a part 2. If y'all want to see that, I'll go ahead and say that story. But yeah. But what's called, I hope y'all enjoyed the little story time. Me telling stories, I always be like, I'd be a little all over the place. But yeah, like I said, if I do tell a part 2, the part 2 is like way shorter than this one. But yeah, so, if y'all want to know, I'll go ahead and tell y'all. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just leave y'all with this one. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure y'all leave a like if you did enjoy. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. I definitely got some more videos coming on the way. I'm trying to get a bunch more videos out for like the next couple of months or whatever. So yeah, so I'm definitely gonna be on that. But yeah, so what's called? We definitely gonna be, making some more videos or whatever. Leave a comment, let me know what y'all want to see, and yeah, y'all want to keep up with me on other stuff. I got Instagram. I'm gonna be linking in the bio. You want to keep up with my brand? Also follow that Instagram. That will also be in the link in the bio. If you want to follow me at TikTok, that will also be linked in the bio. Everything y'all want to keep up with me is gonna be in the bio. But so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna catch y'all, and until the next video. Alright, gang.
싶은 게 많아 살고 싶은 게 많아 So I will be the famous rapper That I'm living better life And I'm living my better life